Committee. My name is Branch Sinkule. I'm with Kimberly-Clark Corporation. I want to thank you, Chairman Padilla, very much for introducing the Advanced Manufacturing Incentive Bill. I think it's going to, as it's already begun, is sparking a wonderful dialogue about the future of manufacturing in the state of California. If you'll indulge me with a very brief run-through of what Kimberly-Clark's profile is as a global company. Given some of these products you see from the brands noted there, our business model is to make product wherever possible where we sell it, in proximity to where we sell it, rather than ship bath tissue, facial tissue, bulky items like that over large distances. We save on, obviously, on fuel, environmental impacts, and we think it's helpful to provide employment places where we are selling product, because it brings more of a connection, we think, for consumers to the product. Don't want to go through too much of the data there, but you can see, hopefully you recognize at least some of the brands on the PowerPoint. These brands are, in most respects, hold the number 1 or 2 market positions in the markets around the world where they are. And someone in our marketing group has come up with the figure of 250,000 of the world's population in a given day is using our product. I don't know if that's been proven scientifically. In terms of the sectors that our company operates in, we certainly have our household-oriented products, personal care, and consumer tissue. As you can imagine, those businesses depend heavily on raw materials. In the case of personal care, that's primarily polypropylene, polyethylene, petroleum-derived plastics. And then on the consumer tissue side, it's usually either eucalyptus, hardwood, or softwood from places like Canada in the southeast. In our healthcare business, you may have seen purple surgical gloves that EMTs use, that surgeons use. That's trademarked for Kimberly-Clark. So we produce surgical garb, protective gear. We're very much in tune with the healthcare industry and in their efforts to deal with hospital-acquired infection. A lot of our products and solutions are geared toward preventing infection and certainly trying to minimize it where it comes. We also have a medical device business that's growing within Kimberly-Clark. KC Professional is you could probably call that an institutional and do-it-yourself business sector. In the building here, thankfully, and elsewhere on Capitol Hill here, a lot of the buildings do have some of our products, whether it's tissue or hand sanitizer, whatever it may be. Our do-it-yourself products like wipers that you use in an industrial setting, and other protective gear, eye protection, ear protection, and so forth. We have a safety business that I'll mention later in that sector as well. Our California profile, our largest facility in California is in Orange County in Fullerton. We've been in operation there, as you can see, since 1955, 350 employees. The products they make primarily are products like this Scott Bath and this Kleenex Facial. They also make wipers for lab and scientific settings as well. That facility, and I'll highlight some of it later on, we think really embodies some of the advanced approach to manufacturing that some of the other panelists have suggested is important to look at. In Lake Forest in Orange County, we have the global headquarters for a medical device unit of our healthcare business, and they make products that are primarily in the pain management area, like this pain pump that you might see used is an epidural to supply anesthesia to an epidural device for pregnancy or for intravenous for an operation. 100 employees there. Again, those are headquartered type jobs focused on research and development and safety, regulatory affairs, some marketing. I think that one's also noteworthy because iFlow, which is the company that this was before we acquired it several years ago, is a California-founded company. In 1980, iFlow was founded in the state of California and moved to their Lake Forest location in 1997. We have a small manufacturing facility in Pomona that produces welding safety products, about 25 to 30 employees there. And Redlands in Ontario have distribution centers dedicated to Kimberly-Clark, and then we have certainly a large number of people based in California who are salespeople for our company. This is just a quick slide to show you the old folks that founded Kimberly-Clark back in 1872. That's Mr. Kimberly, Mr. Clark, Mr. Shattuck there. One of the more interesting things about that center picture about Kotex is that we invented the feminine care category of product. Kotex emerged from, believe it or not, a World War I gauze field dressing production facility, and one of our enterprising employees decided that this may have some application, not just to deal with bleeding in a trauma situation, but to actually spur development of a product for women. So Kotex came from cotton texture product that we had developed, and that happened, this was 1912 when they first made this discovery. I'll have to join with the gentleman to my right here in suggesting, as you talk about what constitutes advanced manufacturing, that you give some introspection and precision to that definition. We think at Kimberly-Clark, our people that work at Kimberly-Clark are one of our primary indicators that we're advanced in the manufacturing that we do. Our Fullerton Mill is an organized facility. The Associated Western Pulp and Paper Workers, local, is the on-site union. And the backbone of that workforce at Fullerton is our hourly workforce. There's only a small percentage of those 350 jobs who are salaried people, and they're very much an empowered, self-directed part of our workforce. Any given time during a shift, you'll see near the machines in the control rooms, you will see hourly people doing that work, and with very little hands-on from the management team. We think that's the way you do manufacturing. The average annual compensation for our employees, for instance, at our Fullerton facility, since it's our largest, is just over $80,000, which is well above the average wage in Orange County in a lot of employment areas, industry sectors. We certainly believe in work-life balance. We have a wide array of healthcare related programs and community involvement programs that incentivize our employees to work in the community. They can get reimbursed for volunteer work they do for local nonprofits, get matching grants, for charitable giving, and also we have a college scholarship program for our employees if their students have good academic work. The training that we do, as you might imagine, is continual. Our employees are expected to be able to work on the latest technology in our industry, which is constantly evolving. I certainly wanted to give thanks to the state of California for the employment training panel incentive. We make great use of that every year. We'll keep sending applications until they turn us down. And we do approximately 30,000 hours of training for our employees at Fullerton every year to keep them current. Another aspect we think of an advanced manufacturing approach are the business processes, not just the technology you use, which is constantly having to change if you're going to be competitive, but also your approach to how employees interact with equipment and with one another. And even though we're not ISO certified yet at that facility in Fullerton, and we're still in the early stages of our lean journey, certainly our employees are giving great attention to getting a great amount of training on problem solving, not having to go up the management chain to address immediate issues, and also just daily accountability to make certain that every day our employees and management are focused on what the challenges are in the mill or in the plant that given day. I think the second part of advanced manufacturing certainly is the technology used, and also your stewardship of resources. Some of the other panelists referred to how a company makes use of natural resources, of energy, other environmental and impacts in the world we do business. is a good measure of how advanced a company is in their approach.